I'm the executive producer, and I did things that most people don't do. They find banks and they find other investors to do films. I personally paid for these 2 films. And I hid my anonymity as just a producer. I wasn't the producer, I wasn't an executive producer, so I could actually float around all the departments and really learn different parts of building a set. What drew me to The Smell of Success is it was a very set-heavy film. We had, I believe our construction crews were between 400 and 500 people at times. And it's nice to be able to walk through a set and you see all these people doing their craft, and they're so happy to have a job. And towards the end of it, then people found out who I was. So they'd walk up to me and they'd say, you know what, you're not your average producer, you're on set every day, you're here, you make me want to do my job better. If you're here checking up on me, then I can do the best I possibly can. And thank you so much, because I did not have a job for this summer, and you have taken care of my mortgage, my kids. I'm covered right now. Thank you for putting this film together. And that's a nice compliment from people that just, they really want to work. There just needs to be material for them to work on. There is so much negativity in the industry. And working with the brothers, they had their kids on set. I had my daughter. I put her, we're applying for colleges this next year, so each summer she has to have an intern project, and she's been writing since she was a little girl, so we needed a charity or a volunteer where I put her to work on set every day as one of the livestock coordinators. So she was a PA to assist these people, so there she is in her golf cart, because with The Smell of Success we had so many animals on set. We had lions, we had tigers, we had giraffes, we had monkeys and owls, and it was Wild Kingdom. And it was fun to work with that. I mean, I enjoyed it, and she had a blast. I mean, her job was just basically to get people from A to B. And I felt comfortable having my little girl on set with me. I wanted a family environment. My parents were there several times throughout the filming. It stimulates people's minds. My daughter used to bring her girlfriends from boarding school. Come, my dad's making a movie. Come to set and hang out. Well, we were swamped, so the next thing I know, I put this very privileged little girl working behind the craft service counter. I get a call from London the next day saying, I've been trying so hard to get my kid to do anything, and you put her to work on your set? How did you do that? I said, you need to go pick up trash. And, they all had a good time. Oh, the Stay Cool. We stayed cool. One of the top 5 movies to see next year. We had no idea. I looked at that film, and it's the shoulda, coulda, wouldas in life. Everybody wishes they had. If I could go back and do this over, say that again, or, but they don't. And our lead in this film is going back in time, 17 years, to go take care of all the things that he ran away from in high school. He goes and confronts the ex-boyfriend. He goes and confronts the girl that he never had the courage to ask out. He's dealing with the principal that always picked on him and the teachers that always picked on him. And he goes full circle, and it's amazing how here you are as an adult, and you step out of your world, your comfort zone, where you are who you are, and you walk back into that world, and you're instantly where you were 15 years ago. You still feel like the little kid that hasn't done 2 bestsellers, or the parents that think, you can't go out on a school night and you better ask if I can borrow the car. It's like, oh my gosh, why is this happening? And the film just kind of goes back and teaches people, at any age you can go back and fix things. You can change things and make a difference. And that's what this story does, in a nice, fun, happy way. I've spent the last 2 years building a team, and I'm very happy with the team of people I have. I have old school, I have new school. Love the cutting edge new people because they're going to stay on top of what's now. But I also like my old school team because they're going to watch my back 100%. So I know that I'm going to have every base covered. And it gives me the freedom to explore new things. And when I look at certain projects, I want to see what is the language? Am I at a PG-13 or an R? What nudity is in there? Is the nudity necessary? Does it really push the story? Or is it just extra? My daughter's 17. She saw a film. She says, Dad, they said the F word 15 times in the first 5 minutes. I like to think of myself as educated, and they're using words that really don't push the story along. Don't insult our age. We do have a vocabulary that's larger than, that type of talk. So I do look at things that, a family can see, something that I'd take my parents to. I want my parents to be proud of me. One of the first films I did was 12 years ago, a little Western, and the highlight of that film was having my grandfather go to the film and sit there in the big theater and watch it. And I don't know, I just want to instill those family values so that my daughter takes that to whatever she does with her life. But the team that I've built they're good people, and I trust them. And so we have one person that looks at the PR side of it, and we have one person that looks at the material, because you got to start with the material. We find the material, do we like it? How much work needs to be worked on? Where do we want to film this? Do I really want to spend 6 months living in, Nebraska doing a film? When I look for projects that haven't been done, I try to find secret little places in the world that no one's ever been to. Let us take the couple cameras and let's go to this wonderful little place and let's show the whole world how unique and special and beautiful this place can be. The Straight Drag Queens, that's this next film. It's a very colorful, very flamboyant in a weird way, because it's stimulating to the eye, and it's Mrs. Doubtfire and Tootsie. It's guys putting clothes on because they want a job, because they want to spend time with their kids. And that's part of the process of finding material. And then just finding the cast. It's a symphony. You have this beautiful dance, and it starts with a piece of material, and then you tweak it, and you tweak it, and you find the right cast. Then that comes in, and that adds another layer of uniqueness, and then you find the location, and you weave it into where it's just a wonderful ride. Because at the end of the day, we're not curing cancer. We're finding mindless entertainment that's just going to be on film for the next 100 years. But we find a piece of material that people can be entertained by, and maybe take 2 hours out of their hectic day of losing their job or not getting along at home with their family, and they just need to go disappear, walk out feeling better about themselves.